everybody, Sarah here. So I will make a video later in the week about The Masked Dancer, but um, this video, I don't know why I wasn't planning on making this video before what I'm actually going to talk about happened, but now I'm like, I kind of knew it was going to happen, so why didn't I plan on making it anyway? Um, yeah, so Doctor Who was on last night. Well, I say last night. I'm recording this um, technically Tuesday now, but when I say last night, I mean Sunday night. Um, but yeah, Doctor Who was on last night. It was Jodie Whittaker's last episode. At the end, she regenerated, and I can actually say now that actually, spoilers. Uh, if you haven't seen it, I mean, don't watch any further if you don't want any spoilers. But yeah, I can technically say now that if somebody said to me, "Who's a doctor?" as in not like who's filming on Doctor Who now, but who's a doctor as in the episodes I've been on, who is the doctor? I can say, and I know I won't be wrong, I can actually say that the doctor is David Tennant. Okay. It's so weird saying that. I mean, I've got emotional, well, not so much with Christopher Eccleston. David Tennant, well, we know what David Tennant's regeneration to Matt Smith was like. Matt Smith's into Peter Capaldi, that was the most, not, I would say it wasn't as emotional as David Tennant's one, but it was like um, it was mostly like when Amy appeared, and then um, no, hang on, Matt into Peter, then Peter into Jodie. I mean what's the name? I don't want to say it's Jenna's a real name. Clara. Clara appearing in that last bit was, I don't know, it kind of took me by surprise, but the actual bit like leading up to him regenerating wasn't emotional. And then when it came to Jodie's, it's weird because like I've never been a fan. I've never been a fan of the person coming in as a doctor. So like I didn't really know who David Tennant was when Christopher Eccleston regenerated into him. I mean, I wasn't a fan of Matt Smith because I didn't know much about him. Plus, he was replacing my favourite Doctor. Um, then there was Pete Capaldi. Not really a fan of his. Like, I haven't watched many of his things. Um, Jodie, I'd only seen Centurions and Broadchurch. Why the hell did I have to think about that? Yeah. So I think I don't know. It was kind of emotional because I was like, first female Doctor. I don't want it to go, but I was like, I kind of know who's coming in. I kind of know because I was like 90% sure she would regenerate into David Tennant, but then 10% of my head was thinking like, could it actually be Shooty? And then something goes wrong at the start of one of the specials, and then he looks like David. I don't know, but yeah. So obviously, when like she started regenerating, I mean, on the last I'm not going in about all the episodes. Oh, actually, yeah. I'll get on to that regeneration bit in a minute. Obviously, we had Ace and Tegan appear. We knew they were appearing. What took me by surprise is when 13 was on some planet. I didn't actually know where it was, but she was somewhere. And the first Doctor was it, as in David Bradley's first Doctor. And I was like, oh, we've got him back again. And then he was Colin Baker. I was like, oh, they got Colin Baker. And then he was Peter Davison. I was like, oh my god, they got Peter Davison. And I'm like, out of all of the ones they showed, I'm more of a fan of Peter Davison. And then Peter Davison, I can't see Peter Davison changed into Paul McGann. It was kind of like, it was a hologram, so it was like, it wasn't like changing, it was like, yeah, you could, yeah, watch the episode, you know. Yeah, and what's his name? Sylvester McCoy appeared as well, and I was like, are they going to go through them all? We didn't see Peter Capaldi or Matt Smith though, or Chris Eccleston, but we kind of knew we wouldn't see Chris Eccleston. And then yeah, so that bit was a surprise. What's his name appeared? I always forget Graham. I was going to call him Bradley because he's Bradley Walsh. And I found it funny at the time. Bradley Walsh was on that side. Bradley Walsh was also on ITV in the Larkins. And it was only after the show I was like, hang on, Peter Davison was in Doctor Who. But Peter Davison was also in the Larkins. I mean, he's normally in the Larkins. He might not be in the episodes yesterday because I didn't watch it, but it's recorded, so maybe he was. But I was like, two people from Doctor Who. Oh, two people from the Larkins were actually in Doctor Who as well at the same time. Well, in the same hour. Yeah, so he turns up. Who was the other person I was going to mention? Oh yeah, and then near the end they had it was like an AA meeting, but it was like the Doctor's companions kind of thing. Why had nobody thought of that before? But I mean, there was obviously there was Graham, there was John Bishop's character, Dan. There was Yaz because she'd left because 13 said I have to do this bit alone. So it was those three. Ryan wasn't there. Who else was there? Actually, was Tegan Mason? I can't remember Tegan and Lisa were in that bit. What's her name was there? Kate Stewart. Jo Grant was there, or Jo Jones, whatever she is now. And I mean, when was the last time we seen? I think the last time we saw her was in Sarah Jane Adventures. Which, when I saw her, I was thinking, if she was still here, Liz would have probably been in that episode as well. Yeah, so it was Jo. There was Mel, as in Bonnie Langford, which I don't know why that was a surprise to me. But also, when they were filming these specials, there was mention. Well, what's his name? Is it? What am I saying? What's his name? I know what his name is. David, the Doctor. That's what I was trying to think. I wasn't thinking David. I was thinking the Doctor. The Doctor and Donna were on about Mel, and they're on about her hair. And I mean, I'm guessing it's Mel, as in Bonnie Langford's Mel. I don't know. But yeah, there was her, and there was Ian, as in Ian Chesterton, who was in like with the first Doctor. I think he must be in his 90s now. Don't know. I can't remember who else. I don't think Tegan and that were there, but Tegan and Ace were there, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so it was that bit. All right, and then we get to the Doctor leaving the TARDIS. She was going to regenerate outside. She didn't want to blow the TARDIS up this time, like David has, and actually, to be fair, Peter didn't blow it up, and Jodie didn't really. It was her. It wasn't her regeneration. It was a pressing a button and then boom. Yeah, but David has a habit of doing. Well, I say has a habit once. Yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah, she gets outside the TARDIS. Then she's like, Doctor, whoever I'm gonna be next, or something like that. And I was like, that is a way to go into it, yeah. And the last words. I mean, we've had fantastic, or you're fantastic, and you know what? So was I. We've had that. We've had. I can't remember what Matt Smith's one was now. I can't even think what Pete Capaldi's one was now. I mean, David Tennant we know was I don't want to go, and um, it was like a happy regeneration in a way because she was like, "Tag, you're it." That was the final words. Tag, you're it. Um, yeah. So then she started regenerating. It was like people were saying it was going to be on a cliff top. It was kind of a cliff top. It was. Is it Durdledore in Dorset? Which, if you think about it, Chris Chibnall's from Dorset. He wrote Broadchurch in Dorset. Jodie Whittaker was in Broadchurch. David Tennant was in Broadchurch. It's the ideal place to regenerate to David Tennant. Yeah, so she's regenerating. It shows out, and I was like, it's not long left to this. It's like literally probably a minute left to this. Are they actually going to show who Jodie turns into? Um, so yeah, it like zoomed out, and I was like, please actually show us if it's going to be Shooty, if it's going to be David. And then it like went in closer again, and then like her clothes were changing. I was like, hang on, that the clothes don't normally change. And so the clothes were changing, and then as soon as I saw the clothes, I was like, I know this is gonna be. Then again, it could have easily still been Chewie, but I was like, I know this is gonna be. And then when like all the regeneration energy stuff like faded, oh my god, just seeing David Tennant's face there, it was oh my god. I've never been so happy seeing a regeneration happen and the person it ends up being. I mean, I suppose I have when I've watched Parting in the Waves and then David Tennant appears, but that's because I knew it was coming. Not like the first time I seen a regeneration and then yeah, yeah, I had a smile on my face and oh god, and then the fact it was like, um, I know these teeth, not new teeth. That's weird, but I know these teeth. Um, oh, you kind of knew before he said it. You kind of knew because he was like running his tongue over his teeth, and then he said that, and I was like, oh yes. And then obviously there was a free watts. Um, and do you know what was hilarious? It was when it was on about Jodie Whittaker, the Doctor, and introducing David Tennant as the Doctor. I was like, he's the Doctor. He's been the Doctor. Or they introduced him as a Doctor. How many other people, how many actors can they say, and introduced him as a Doctor twice? Oh, yeah. So, um, I know we got ages to. Well, apparently we got ages to wait. We know it. There's 3 episodes, 3 specials, and I know that they're in 2023. But I was convinced it was like, oh, like they've done with Waters of Mars. Um, no, yeah, well, Planet of the Dead, Waters of Mars, and The End of Time Part 1 and 2, you know, where they spread it out over the year. I thought, maybe they still are, but I thought that's how they were going to do it with these 3 specials. Like Easter, oh no, New Year's, Easter, and um, oh, yeah, New Year's, Easter, and like obviously the November the 23rd, which is obviously the 60th anniversary. That is how I thought it was going to be. But then yesterday, I saw something, it was like something about November 2023. So I was like, we're not going to just get a whole rush of David Tennant episodes over like 3 weeks in like next year. We've got nothing all year, and then we got like I rather they spread out David Tennant's episodes like over the year. I know there'd be a wait in between, but I mean, I rather that than just the 3 episodes of David over within 3 weeks. I don't want that. And that, I was thinking then, I was like, but when they filmed, there was like Christmas lights up, which would work for like New Year's Day because people still have the Christmas lights up then. But then but then I'm thinking about it. If it's going to be November next year, they could have Christmas lights up then. Bit early, but yeah. So I'm hoping they were just throwing people by saying it was going to be a whole year. Like it's over a year. I mean, it's not even November yet, so it's over a year. But I'm hoping it is. I can we get like something on Christmas Day saying Doctor Who, January the 1st, 2023, please? I mean, it's been filmed. When they filmed when they filmed Christmas episodes, I haven't looked out so much when it's been done like for like the other Doctors, but with David Tennant, they literally like filmed a Christmas episode in July, August time. His episodes, these specials were recorded like earlier than that. And not only that, since 2005, there's been there's been an episode either Christmas Day or New Year's Day. They can't not have one on Christmas Day or New Year's Day. So I don't know if they've actually like making people think they have to wait a whole year and there actually will be one. Fingers crossed that there's going to be one on Christmas Day, New Year's Day. I'm not holding my breath, but I've got my fingers crossed. And the other thing I'm going to say before I go is there's only one downside about David Tennant being the Doctor again. We're going to have to say goodbye to him again. And like I said, we've only got 3 episodes. And it was bad enough, the whole I don't want to go, but that was, I still can't properly watch that I can watch the episode, but that last bit, I can't. Not properly. I mean, up and I can watch it up until the I don't want to go bit, and then I'm like, can't see him change into Matt Smith. And even like in the Day of the Doctor when he says we need a new destination because I don't want to go. And oh yeah, and that's making me think, what is his last words gonna say? And you know what's also weird as well is I can't remember, I did say it at the beginning, but yeah. I kind of thought he was going to be the 14th Doctor, but because even I think it was a Doctor Who magazine or anything they were talking about shooting, they were saying the new Doctor. They didn't say the 14th Doctor, but then I think at some point, I don't know if it was the papers then, were writing the 14th Doctor, so I was like, all right. But after obviously the regeneration happened on the telly, and then something it was like Russell T Davies wrote something and actually called Ncuti the 15th Doctor. And I went on to the Wikipedia, and if you look at it, 14th Doctor David Tennant, 15th Doctor Ncuti, and I was like, yeah. And somebody was saying something about the accent, and I was like, all right, we literally heard, I know these teeth. What? We lit Yeah, that is stuff. For some reason I thought it was 8, but it's 7, yeah. Literally had 7 words come out with David Tennant's mouth, but I was like, it sounds like 10 to me. But then again, I haven't fully properly taken, because of all that, I hadn't fully properly taken in the trailer, but some people were saying like, the accent's not the same as 10's. That's going to be weird for Donna, if it's a different accent. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I think there might be a trailer or something that appears on telly around Christmas, maybe before Christmas, saying about in the new year there'd be a Doctor Who special. I just can't see it being 3 episodes in a matter of like 3 weeks in over a year's time. I mean, Stephen Moffat would do something like that, but not RTD or RTD RTD. How do you RTD2? It also thinks I keep wanting to say R2D2. Um, but yeah, so let's see. Um, yeah. So we'll see my next video, which will probably be Thursday or Friday, about the Masked Dancer. Yeah, so we'll see you then. Bye bye.